thought you'd say good morning. But what's up, guys? Welcome back to News for You with me, Tracy. On today's show, we are talking about how colleagues, the money might be coming. We're also talking about Ugandan males battling breast cancer because it's not just for women. We're also talking about Lupin in real life and you go marry him by force. All that and so much more coming up tonight. Stay tuned. In Nigeria, you go marry am by force. Now, a recent discussion about the legal implications of failed engagements in Nigeria has been trending. According to legal experts, a promise to marry can amount to a binding contract, and breaking it without just cause may attract legal consequences. So when you're there, pillow talking, oh baby, I can't wait to marry you, and you don't. Let's go to court. So now, under Nigerian law, an individual who can prove that they were promised marriage, accepted the promise, and suffered emotional or financial loss when it was broken can sue for damages under the breach of promise to marry. Such cases are not new in Nigerian courts, where judges often rely on evidence like engagement ceremonies, text messages, or witness testimony to determine liability. However, courts will not compel a marriage to take place. Instead, compensation is awarded for humiliation, wasted expenses, or emotional distress. Defenses may include deceit, unfaithfulness, or illness, but lawyers warn that making casual promises of marriage without intent to fulfill them could now come at a heavy legal and emotional cost. Now you will learn to you can't just say anything, guys. If you really don't mean to marry someone, why say it in the first place? Just for vibes? In Nigeria, you will face the consequences of your actions. They should make this everywhere, especially here, Uganda. 3 weeks into Uganda's presidential campaigns, many candidates are already struggling financially. Observers note that several aspirants joined the race expecting to gain money or attract donors, but none of that has materialized yet. Now, with an estimated 30 billion Ugandan shillings required to run an effective nationwide campaign, many candidates, including some from major parties, are facing severe financial strain. NUP's leader, Robert Chagulanyi, has publicly appealed for support to keep his campaign going. Analysts say most contenders underestimated the cost and planning required. Expenses like transports, accommodation, mobilization, and logistics demand long-term preparation. Now, some candidates have missed scheduled events or shown visible fatigue due to the limited funds. Now, with 2.5 months of campaigning left, questions remain on whether all candidates will endure to the end or bow out due to financial exhaustion. Let's wait and see. Breast cancer is often seen as a woman's disease. However, in Uganda, a lot of men have actually been getting diagnosed with this, often too late. So the Uganda Cancer Institute reports nearly 3,000 new cases of breast cancer each year, 1% of which is men. Now, in Kampala alone, 40 men are diagnosed annually. Now, experts warn that late detection remains a major challenge, as many patients seek treatment after the disease has already spread. Breast cancer rates in women have risen from 37.6 per 100,000 a decade ago to projections of over 48 per 100,000 by 2030. Doctors note the warning signs that are painless lumps, nipple discharge, or swelling under the arm. Health workers emphasize that self-checks, regular screenings, and public awareness are key. Now, October is also Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so please do yourself some checks and go make sure that you and your loved ones are okay. The Louvre Museum in Paris remains closed after a daring daylight heist that saw thieves steal France's priceless crown jewels. Now, 4 masked robbers used a vehicle-mounted lift to access Galerie d'Apollon, cutting through the glass windows and threatening guards before escaping on scooters with 8 19th century royal jewels, including tiaras, necklaces, and brooches once owned by Empress Eugenie and Queen Marie Amélie. Now, 2 pieces, including Eugenie's crown, were later found near the scene. This is very interesting. It's giving Lupin. It's giving you know, those shows, all those movies that you watch where someone is like, you know, performing a heist, and the guys just took 10 minutes. 10 minutes to break into the Louvre and steal precious gems. Absolutely insane. These things, you know how they say that art imitates life? Quite literally. Because if this can happen in real life, it's always in movies. So now the investigators believe the well-organized gang was acting on orders from a criminal network that may dismantle the jewels for resale. The theft, which occurred in under 10 minutes, exposed major security lapses, including broken alarms and areas without CCTV. French leaders, including President Emmanuel Macron, have condemned the crime as an attack on France's history. The museum remains under investigation as authorities race to recover the priceless stolen treasures. This reminds me, there's a movie. It has Rihanna, Sandra Bullock, Ocean's 8. Ocean's 8, exactly, because once they stole the jewelry, they dismantled it. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's wait and see what happens. It's time for sports. And guys, do you know what I love about the Premier League this season? Is that we are number one. It's very lonely at the top. Meanwhile, people are there squabbling down there below us. Liverpool and Man U are fighting to be on one on top of the other. But it doesn't matter because for us, we are still number one. Yeah, here's a sports update.
Yo, good people. So, yeah, I know Manchester United fans are like the most excited people in the world right now. Big week for them. They needed this. It's the first time Manchester United is winning games back, 2 games back to back ever since Ruben Amorim took over. Yes, you all know what I'm talking about. They went to Anfield yesterday, playing their 100th game at Anfield, and they beat Liverpool 2-1. Big shout out to Harry Maguire. By the way, to me, I felt like even the first goal came before Bruno gave in Bruno's pass. Came off a header from Harry Maguire from the back. Then the second goal, of course, Harry Maguire sealing it up for Manchester United. And before the second goal and scoring the winning goal, Liverpool had leveled up with Cody Gakpo scoring that amazing goal. But you see, when you look at the Liverpool team, anyone can attest that their luck is now running out. Yes, their luck is running out. Most of the goals they've scored this season that have helped them win usually have come up from maybe the last minute or free kick or a penalty. But hey, man, things have changed, man. They lost to Manchester United 2-1, something that has made Arsenal fans so excited. Why? Because the point gap between Arsenal and Liverpool has now been extended even further. Now, let me just tell you how the table looks like. Arsenal is leading top with 19 points, and comes in City, bro. By the Haaland scored 2 goals this weekend. If you had him on your fantasy, you must be feasting now. Yeah, I know. And those who captain him, those who triple captain him, must be enjoying. Those who benched him or don't have him, should consider getting him because it's that guy that at least will deliver. So we've got Liverpool on the 3rd position with 15 points, 1 point difference between Liverpool and Man City. Then we have Bournemouth at 15 points, a team that has also been doing so well in this campaign. We have Chelsea with 14 points, Spurs 14 points, Sunderland 14 points, Crystal Palace, which is 8th with 13 points. Then we have Manchester United 13 points, but they are 9th. So as you celebrate the win against Liverpool, Manchester United fans, know that you're down there 9th. So let me just read through other results, how they transpired. So Burnley beat Leeds 2-0. Crystal Palace drew with Bournemouth 3-3. Man City beat Everton 2-0. Jack Grealish was watching from the bench out there. Of course, he's a former Man City player, or he's on loan right now. Sunderland beat Wolves 2-0. Arsenal beat Fulham at Fulham's home 1-0. So yeah, that was the score. We have a game tonight. We have West Ham still playing tonight against Brentford. So that will be it for this game week. And you know, rugby is back. 15's rugby is back. Everyone must be excited. We had the Uganda Cup obviously starting over the weekend on Saturday, and different teams traveling to different places. And you know what? Some games didn't go as planned for some teams, and others went well as planned for other teams. So let me give you a quick roundup of the results from the men and the women's side. So we had Heathens playing Impies. Heathens beat Impies 26-6. 29-6. That's a huge margin there. We had Elgon Wolves up against Victoria Sharks. Victoria Sharks beating them 20-0. We had Kampala We had Kakira Simbas up against KCB Cobs. KCB Cobs obviously getting a clean slate there, 20-0. You have Chambogo up against Buffaloes. Buffaloes beating in 63-7. Then we had Gulu City Falcons up against Hippos. Of course, this was at least a contested one. I think from all the results this weekend, this is one of those that was toe-to-toe. Obviously, we had Hippos winning that one 36-38. Then we had Rhinos up against Warriors. Rhinos beating Warriors, showing them we are the legends, people. Chigezi Silverbacks up against Paris. Paris took this by the personal. If you see the squad that Paris took to Chigezi, you might think they're playing heathens. So Paris beat Chigezi 154. Got me right, 154-9. With Massa with those kicks, the 10. Then we had Walukuba losing at home to Mongas. Of course, for Walukuba side, you get to understand that most of their top key players are from Safari Sevens, and they're rested, and maybe they'll be seen in their next fixtures. Then in the ladies fixtures, we had Chigezi Queens up against Avengers. Avengers, by the way, gave them theirs 81-0. Then She Wolves up against Eels. That was 13-15. Obviously, he was winning this one. Then Nile Rapids up against Panthers. Panthers beat Nile Rapids 16-12. So coming this weekend, we'll be having a couple of fixtures as well. Let me just read them to you right quick here. So at the Makerere Graveyard, we'll be having Impies up against Victoria Sharks. That will be at 4 p.m. Then we have Kidgum Lions up against Heathens in Kidgum, by the way. So Heathens will be traveling up north to meet Kidgum Lions. Then Kakira Simbas will be playing Toyota Buffaloes. We have the Fort Porto Tyrants up against KCB Cobs in Fort Porto. Gulu City Falcons up against Rhinos. This will be in Gulu. Then Hippos up against Mbale Elephants. This will be in Jinja. Then Chigezi Silverbacks will be up against Walukuwa, so they'll be hosting another game, hosting 2 games back to back. Then the last game on the fixture, it's not the last game of the day. It will be played at 2 p.m. Be Lifeguard Rams up against Pirates. That will be at 2 p.m. at the Makerere Graveyard. So Graveyard has 2 games: Impies up against Victoria Sharks and Lifeguard Rams up against Pirates. So you'll be looking out for these fixtures. I mean, make sure you catch some of the games on NBA Sport, and we'll be giving you all the updates to all these particular games. See you guys. Love, peace, and twigs. Till next time.
And that is a wrap for today, guys. As always, please do leave a like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and I'll catch you again tomorrow. Bye.